Hello Enchanted ones. Yule is a time to celebrate the shortest day, but also the life and light that is to come after the hibernation of winter. In this video, I'm going to show you DIY Yule decorations that are completely made from nature, how I upcycled my old unused decorations to turn them into my favourite decorations, and lastly, how I gained inspiration to create this huge Yule arch in my home. But before we begin, if you are new, do not forget to subscribe, like, and keep on watching. But for now, relax. Of course, this whole plan started here, in the Enchanted Wood. I was busy gathering fallen sticks, leaves and moss for my Yule decorations when I got completely distracted and inspired. Do you ever feel when you walk through two trees or underneath an arch, you walk through a portal? There are many of these spots in the Enchanted Wood, and they give me such joy to walk through every time I'm under them. The only downfall was, many of the arches are of course made of leaves, and the leaves that used to be there had now fallen and the trees were now sleeping. The tradition of decorating a home at Yule came about because pagans wanted to honour the everlasting living during the cold months, and they wanted to look forward to the green to come in spring. Of course, I wanted to honour these arches and of course bring them inside to create that feeling. And how did I do this? Simply with a garden arch. I bought this very cheap garden arch in which I placed in between my lounge and dining room. My first step was to transform its basic black metal into what looked like wood. I simply did this in 3 steps. Step 1 was to cover the whole arch in newspaper. I did this to protect it, but also to build up the size and texture to make it look more quirky looking later. I also added a few rolled up parts at the base to make it look like roots. The second step was wrapping the whole thing in brown gum paper. This was improvised but worked so well. It made the structure solid without the hard work of paper mache, in which this would have taken hours. The last step was to paint the structure, and I very roughly painted it 3 tones of brown, black and white, taking no extra time to be neat, as I find surprisingly the more imperfect you paint a tree, the better it looks. Next, I needed to decorate the arch. I wanted to recreate the green from the arches that I saw throughout the year, so I laid everything out that I wanted to use, even things I never thought I'd use again. I have these garlands which I haven't used for a few years, however they were too short for the arch, so I upcycled them by separating the foliage pieces from the wire and taking some gold spray paint to dust some of the pieces, as remember, the look I was going for was enchanted. Whilst the pieces dried, I then began gluing sticks I foraged onto the arch, sticking pieces of moss over any exposed glue to tie it all together. Once dried, I spread all of the foliage pieces onto the arch, creating little stories in each square. Remember, you could equally use real plants as your decorations, but this is what I had, so I worked with it. I also painted these toadstools gold, as my crazy eyes can't stand too much colour on one decoration, and I love the effect they created. Now I had finished the greenery, I felt like something else was missing to give the piece that wow factor it deserved. So I asked many of you guys on Instagram what I could create with my gatherings from the forest, and these are some of the ideas I came up with from your beautiful suggestions. The first decoration was these beautiful leaf fairies. I created these so easily, first by placing down something that glue would not stick to, and then using these skeleton leaves as the wings. I couldn't find these in the forest, so I bought them, but you could equally use normal leaves. I placed these down and then put a blob of glue on top. I then placed a stick for the arms and 2 sticks for the legs, gluing when I felt it was needed. Next, I decided what leaf to use. This was going to be an oak fairy. And once dry, I peeled her off and stuck a similar sized leaf onto the back. I also used a small ball of clay as a head and glued on moss for her hair. I had so much fun creating these little fairies and such fun creating different personalities, and I didn't stop until I had the whole clan. Next, I made these hanging pentagrams. These were so easy to make. I snapped 5 equal pieces from a stick and then arranged them like this. I then glued them all together and again added moss to cover any exposed glue. Lastly, I was inspired to turn this into a little scene, so I created a few things to tie this together. Also, if you didn't know, I am using fir tree sticks, and oh my goodness, the scent from these sticks is so unreal when you snap them, so I highly recommend foraging your sticks as opposed to buying them in store. I then placed these all onto the arch by either wire or string. And then added a few final touches. These floating candle lights I bought were just everything and tied everything together so nicely. Finally, after 1 week of crafting, it was complete. I hope you enjoy. I felt as if my inspiration came to life. Please do let me know what your favourite decoration is in the comments below. After I admired the arch, it was time to see if this portal gave me the same feeling as those in the woods. The answer? It transported me back there, every time. Of course, I am not expecting you to be making Yule arches in your homes, but I just wanted to show you that a handcrafted decoration at Yule can be anything that inspires you. As long as it is meaningful to you, you have created something that gives you life and energy, something that can help you pull through these cold winter months and make you look forward to spring. Now I can have that feeling of being transported into another realm every day. And where are the other enchanted decorations? Stay tuned for next week, enchanted ones. I've only just begun. All my love, Alwyn.